Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chocovaloo. We've got longtime fools Rick Menares and Toby Bordelon giving a 1 to 10 rating to the Moneyball wreck. That's an amusement park juggernaut. It's Six Flags, ticker symbol FUN. First, we'll rate the strength of Six Flags business, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Toby's got a 5. Rick, you've got a 6.
Yeah, so I know a score 6 seems to be on brand, but it fits here. A combination of Cedar Fair and Six Flags. It's been sort of a letdown a year into the combination. The two joined forces to become the undisputed king of regional theme parks, but it wasn't the best breed combo fans were hoping for. It should have been Cedar Fair's reputation for efficient operations and strong customer service, combined with Six Flags' ability to amplify strong IP with the rapid build-out of coasters and kid areas, but reality has missed more than it's hit.
Yeah, I'm even less optimistic than Rick here. I went with a 5 on the business. Look, guys, the theme park business is a very good business to be in if your theme parks are well run and they have compelling attractions and just generally good, right? Six Flags parks are not, though, and that's the problem. No one is flying across the country to spend their vacation at Six Flags. That's why they have 40 of them all over North America, right? Because they recognize that. They're not getting anyone outside the region for any specific park. The problem is they just can't command the price premium I think that is necessary to cover all of the capex that theme parks like this require, right? And make a nice profit for shareholders on top of that. Hey, on the plus side, maybe if we hit a nasty recession, they do all right because people can't afford to go to Disney and Universal anymore, so you stay closer to home. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, people don't fly across the country to go to any Six Flags, but you know, McDonald's has made quite a killing being just convenient and good and local. Let's see what you think about the rest of the company. For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson. Scores are lower here. Toby's at a 4. Rick, you're at a 3.
Yeah, so when the combined company decided to keep the Six Flags name and Cedar Fair CEO and ticker symbol, I thought it was going to get it right. Unfortunately, the 7th flag at Six Flags is the white flag of surrender. It took just 1 year for cries to surface for a regime change, and I fear the next few years will be a sea of Spinal Tap drummers at the helm. With Six Flags now closing parks instead of reaping the fruits of synergy and scalability, I see more drops than lifts on the C-suite roller coaster ride. We rhymes with 3.
Yeah, a little bit more than Rick here on the 4, but not much. And my score is in part because we don't really have a CEO right now. I mean, we do, but CEO Richard Zimmerman is stepping down. He's announced he's leaving at the end of the year. We have no idea who his replacement is yet. The board doesn't know either. This is not what I would call a smooth transition. It looks to me like he was essentially fired, right, and then asked to stick around until they could find someone else because we got to have someone running this thing. He comes from Cedar Fair, right, prior to the acquisition. He was CEO there before and became CEO of the combined company. But it's looking more and more like that merger may not have been the best idea, all things considered. Management has struggled, I think, to articulate a clear strategy here. They're closing the parks, as Rick noted. Execution on a plan to fix the issues at the parks has been mixed, I'd say. It's just not a great situation.
Yeah, I mean, the logic made sense, as Rick was pointing out. You get the CEO of the more efficient operations to kind of make things better. Hasn't worked out quite as well. Let's move on to financials. Unfortunately, the scores are very similar. A 10 is a fortress. A 1 is yikes. In fact, they're exactly the same. Toby's at a 4. Rick, you're at a 3.
Yeah, we're a year into this gunshot wedding, and it's not really working out. Both companies were profitable and paid generous dividends before joining forces. You would think they would be even more profitable now and have cash in on the synergies to pay even larger distributions. But no, Six Flags is losing money, and its dividend isn't coming back anytime soon. Analysts do see a return to posting positive earnings growth starting next year, but with a problematic balance sheet and the uncertainties of mystery meat at the helm, it's hard to get excited about its vision in the near term.
Yeah, debt is high, $5.3 billion versus $100 million in cash. That certainly moves me more to the yikes part of the spectrum there. Interest expense by itself exceeds operating income, right? That's a problem. When you look at sustainability going forward. The company is not profitable. Cash flow is anemic. It's not clear to me how this changes anytime soon. Per capita spending at the parks is up a little bit, but it's barely matching inflation, if even that, right? I don't want to say the situation is dire yet, but it's moving in that direction for sure.
Toby, let's move on to valuation. How well will Six Flags stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing. 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, look, my best guess here is 0 to 5%. I just think this one loses to the market over time, though a turnaround is certainly possible. And I think that's what shareholders are holding hope out for. Safety, I'm going for. Bankruptcy is on the table eventually if they can't get this thing turned around. I'm not going to say it's imminent, but it's something you certainly have to consider. If a big recession hits, that might be devastating to them.
Yeah, I went with 10 to 15% positive gain. I know I went a lot higher than you probably expected, but the stock has lost half of its value this year. Six Flags is trading for just 3 flags right now. The risks are high, but the bullish thesis is still there if a new CEO can figure it out. The parks combined to attract more than 50 million visitors last year. Their business, this business is a core memory for teens and young families, and as long as the turnstiles keep clicking, there's a chance. I went with a safety score of 5. I'm not happy with it selling its Maryland park for redevelopment this year and cutting loose one of its California parks in 2027. But it's a reminder that there's value in its assets. They can be used as a flotation device in case of a crash.
Thank you to both Rick and to Toby. They given Six Flags an overall score of just 4.5 out of 10. The only hope there is Rick is saying, oh, there could be some good gains when a high debt company is kind of priced, getting closer and closer to bankruptcy pricing. There can be opportunities there if it doesn't go bankrupt, right? Again, not saying it's right there and yet. In terms of top hits, both of them have Disney, ticker symbol DIS, and Rick also throws in United Parks, ticker PRKS. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Nike. Till then, Fool on. Really glad they kept the fun ticker instead of 6.